Hey everybody, Baby Papaya back at you again with another YouTube video. So this YouTube video isn't necessarily going to be a tier list per se, but it's something that I see a lot of people picking characters and whatnot, and it's like, oh, that's a dog character. Why are you picking that character, right? And just some like ideas and whatnot. So I kind of want to make like a tier list, but it's not really a tier list. It's more like preferable characters to just have on your team that are less risk to reward if you're not like the main, you know, like thing basically characters that you should learn how to play, understand their kits, as just their character themselves are just going to be super strong. You don't need to be the best character on that, you don't have to be super experienced, but you just kind of dominate because they're pretty simple characters and they do a ton of damage and they do their role, they do their job very well. So let's get into it. So this is a new tier list thing I made on the tier list. I mean, granted, I just took the icons, put it on here. I'll try to keep it up to date and put it as my list and all that. Because I know Joey's list was the popular one. I don't know how with his new stuff and him going into, I believe it was the Navy. I don't know how that's going to affect him. So I'll try to keep this updated to the best of my ability. But yeah, we'll go through it. So Aurora is an S tier in terms of like I love seeing this character. She's on my team. I at least know you got an ultimate that's really easy to kind of land, gets the stun, gets the get really annoying. Same thing with her E. She's really tanky, has really good escapes, has really good engages. Definitely a character I want to see. Now Countess just gets beat up in lane. I gotta put her in C tier. You can definitely get good with her and all that, but she just takes too long to get active. There's just better characters than her, so we're gonna put her in C. Crunch is a bit on the iffy spot. I'm also gonna put him into C tier. He's able to do a lot. He has a lot of CC, but he kind of gets beat up. One form of CC stops him from kind of doing his thing. He gets bursted. It gets eliminated. Kind of trash can. You could put him a little bit better. He does provide more utility than a Countess, so I guess I'll raise him up into a B, but he's nothing that crazy. Decker, the best support in the game right now. I highly recommend it. You need to learn this character. It doesn't matter if you get autofilled. You need to learn this character. Just too strong. Drongo, best carry in the game right now. Pretty simple, easy to use kit, a ton of burst potential. After first item, he does so much damage. He applies shred. He has a silence for the jungle, for any abilities, for anyone that gets on top of you. Really overpowered. Argus, really strong mid laner. Literally, all you have to do with him is use your E or your second ability, and your alternate ability. Clear the wave. Wait till objectives. Demolish who you're against, peel for your carry, hit your stuns. Just such an easy character. Fang Mao, really strong character. If you do one trick and you play this character properly, you just go on the back line, completely obliterate them. But that's kind of it. He is gonna be pretty easy to dodge. Like when you're against Argus, is gonna be a ton of CC, Decker, and all that. He can dodge those abilities. He's good if you one trick him. It's not someone I want to see. If I know you're a one trick and you're really good with him, like yes, please. But there's just better characters that are just easier in a way. Faye. Faye is my favorite character right now to climb out of to climb Elo. Just literally, if they're targeting your carry, throw Faye ultimate on top of whoever's targeting your carry. You stun them. You apply all your percent HP. You apply Mega Custom consistently. You have really good spam and all that stuff on your abilities. Just a really solid character. Only problem is, I mean, the same with Argus. All you gotta do is clear your wave. Just you don't have your blink. Sit back. Lose the farm. Doesn't matter. Just stay in XP range. Get your gold. Be there for objectives. Gadget. Now, Gadget, actually, I'm going to put her as the anti-dive maniac. I'm going to put her in A tier. She's one of the people that does counter a Fang Mao, because if Faye ults a Fang Mao, right, he can just kind of flash away. He could have Witch Stalker. Gadget's really good because you see the Fang Mao going on your carry, or you see your carry, you just throw your ultimate down, throw your E down, throw your Q down, throw your R&B down. Nothing's going to get on your carry. You got to put on a lot of damage on... Gotta put on a lot of damage on whoever you're kind of targeting, whoever's inside pit with you and all that stuff. Really easy farm lane. It just takes some time to do damage, but honestly, I would say she's like the Sev of mid lane, if not like better though, because she does output damage earlier than Sev. But just kind of the anti-dive mechanic that she has is really strong. I am going to put her up there, even though I don't play her that much. It's mainly because I'm always able to get Faye, and I like Faye. Now we're getting a lot of Fang Mao players, a lot of Seraph players. I gotta put her onto A tier now, and play her more. Gideon's really strong overall and everything, but he's kind of fell off. It's mainly due to his ultimate being stuck in one position. You can't do too much after that, right? Once he's kind of there and stuck in that position, like it's just tough to play him because a lot of people are doing this hard engage with him, but then they kind of fail, they get blown up and whatnot. Hence why I like the other characters more. Once again, with people escaping and getting out of those areas. But that's why I'm putting Gideon down A, because he applies a lot, but it's just like I think that there's better mids personally. I mean, he's still really good. Of course, he's an A tier. So next we got Greystone. Now I like Greystone a lot. I can play him really well and position him, but the problem is I see a lot of people not doing well with positioning them. All you gotta do with Greystone is don't die till level 6. You're gonna lose farm early if you're against a lot of the top meta characters and all that. Just don't die to Greystone. Don't die to Greystone. I mean, don't die with Greystone until after level 6. Oh, you have your ultimate, so you won't die. So I am going to take him. I'm going to put him around A tier because he's annoying. He's very annoying, frustrating to deal with. He gets the ADC locking on into him. He does good damage. Infernum build's actually really good on him. He gets really tanky. He's an absolute beast. So I'm going to put him onto A. The next we got on the list is Grim. Grim outputs so much damage. He's a magic power carry. Magic power resistance is so weak in this game. He's so strong. Just you gotta watch out though. If there's a Terra on the enemy team and a Zarus, just play a bit back, play a little further back. He'll melt them. I'm gonna give him an S tier. Just really strong. Definitely a pick that you want to learn how to play. That you want to play him. Next we got is Grux. Now Grux is dog shit. I mean, I don't know. I just can't grasp how this guy is even as strong as supposedly he is. Just don't feed him at level 6. Don't feed him up till then. He's only strong until level 6. And then after level 6, most offlaners, most junglers, like I would say Grux is more of a jungler now than he is of a offlaner. And even then, it's like he's not that strong. He's just so easy to play against. He gets obliterated. His build's kind of dog right now. He's not as tanky. He has a lot of HP, but he's very predictable. He's a very easy character. One form of CC kind of melts him. I'm gonna put him on a C. I don't like seeing this guy in my games in terms of on my team. It's just not worth it. Now Howitzer, super duper strong mid laner, a lot of CC, a lot of damage, mainly due to that E. That E is just so good at keeping people away. Highly do recommend seeing having him on my team. The good thing about Howitzer is he just melts the carry. That's kind of what your goal is. Ultimate, find the enemy carry, melt that carry, keep him far back, use your E to peel for your carry or kill the enemy carry, poke with your Q. Really easy laning phase. I gotta give it to him at S tier. Now Kira's super strong as a carry, has that gap close, basic overall, right? The con with Kira though is that her clear isn't that great early game, so you need to have a Decker support or something. Like you need to have a range support. You need to have a support that's able to push with you. Otherwise, she's just tough to farm with. She has the escape and all that, but it's tough to get her really to farm with if you don't have a good support. I like seeing Kira's, right? She does have the gap close, the escape, ton of damage. But just a little bit tough, there's just better carries right now, and I'll show you because no one's gonna ban a carry, so there's gonna be 2 carries you'll see that I'm gonna recommend. Iggy, he just has such an easy laning phase, and that's basically what you need in a mid laner is just an easy laning phase. So I have to give him an S as well, mainly just because he's able to once again, like I said, S tier is not S as a character, it's just what I like to see on the map. These are the people I like to see on the map. He just applies clear, really good job taking objectives, does a good amount of damage when no one's focusing him. Just sit back, let your turrets do the work, front to back focus, just really strong overall. Now Kalari is just too risky of a gamble. No tank, has an assassination, can melt the carry and whatnot, but just way too dependent on trying to get that early game lead. So I'm gonna put her in C. I just don't like seeing her. Chimera, super strong jungler overall, good clear, good damage, has that stun on his ultimate which really keeps him in, can be used as a peel, as an engage. I love that. I love seeing a Chimera. So I'm gonna put him into like an A. I could put him into S. it is close. I like seeing Kai. It's just that you might have some more output with some other characters. Like Kwang, for example. Kwang, super solid character, a little bit harder to play overall, but has really good sustain, really good damage, pretty good laning, pretty good jungling. Overall really good character, good sustain. I am a fan of seeing him. That tether range is insane. When you get an Argus stun and you throw a tether or a tether then an Argus, he sets plays up for you, and that's why you know it's so good. You get to chain lock people with him. Um, Next we got Zarus, just the best character in the game. Banned very often, so it's really hard to play him. I mean, all you have to do is rush level 6, find out what laners don't have escapes, ult them, make them use their blink, can constantly ult them. You do need a team that doesn't just turbo int the lane though, that's the only con, but he has that ability, to just completely, burn out flashes, set people up for kills, easy catch out, insane burst, good damage, good gank potential, good clear. And then he can also fight an offlane. Like he's just a very, very good character in general. Got to throw him up there. Now Belica just doesn't do as much damage. She does have the stuns. She has the that's nice, but that damage is lacking. In terms of applying it on the tanks, applying it on the squishies, she is a squishy destroyer. But yeah, when a carry sees a Belica, I mean, they kind of just sit back. Like it's just predictable, and her damage doesn't make up for it now. Her RMB spam, so she's fell off. I'm gonna put her into a B because she still does have stun lock potential and all that. And her drone is super good in fights, as it applies on every ability being used. So I'm gonna put her there. Next, Morgish. Now people may be a little interested in why I put Morgish where I'm gonna put her. She is very strong. Outputs a lot of damage. As you climb better and there's people who understand the game better though, she can kind of fall off because she's very annoying in lane. She applies a lot of pressure, but she has no CC. She's single target, especially against tanks when it comes into fights. She's strong, but she doesn't provide anything. She can't counter. She can't stop a Fang Mao engaging on you. She can't stop a Zarus and all that. So I'm gonna take her and put her into B. She can dominate in like lower level play and all that stuff, but I gotta put her in this position. I don't like seeing a Mortgage. I'd rather see the other mid laners instead. Now Murdoch is a good ADC, a fair ADC, right? He's not necessarily the best of the ADCs, but he's a very fair ADC, and I do enjoy having him. He's really good at securing kills, pretty safe laning phase, pretty good burst. Just not as good as Drongo's burst, not as good as TB at all. As a decent time farming overall. It's just he's a bit on the B side. I would still pick Kira over Murdoch, but I will say that Murdoch can be an A tier. Just that burst he does have with his RMB, his alternate ability is really strong. So I'm gonna put him in A, but I would bias him more towards the B because once again, you're not gonna see Kira ban, you're not gonna see Twin Blast ban or Drongo ban. I mean, you might see a Drongo ban, but that's gonna be very rare, So, but then you could pick up Kira or Twin Blast, for example. Muriel, strong support, really strong early game. Doesn't have an escape though, and doesn't have any type of true CC. But when you skill into late game, she has that shield, she has that ultimate, she has the ability to just split push and come to your side instantly. It's a support that I do like to see. But the issue is that you don't see a lot of good Muriels. So I'm gonna take her and honestly put her in A because I do like to see her if I know people are kind of good with her. But I also don't want people to like bait me and be like, I'm not that good with Muriel. Like I wish people in message would be like, I'm not a good Muriel, but I can apply my shield. So I can, so just know that I can apply my shield, but I'm not a good Muriel. So then I go, okay, well, I'll just wait till late game. Hopefully you get better. Narbash, really strong, super strong support overall, right? Has heals, has the stun, has the movement speed, provides a lot for the team. I love seeing this guy. I'm honestly gonna put him. I'm gonna put him in A. He is melee, but he does provide a lot for the team with the sustain on the healing into late game, mid and late game, and sets ganks up so easily for the jungler. Just that stun is really easy to hit with him. So I had to put him up there. Definitely Decker is just overpowered, and it's just unfortunately that's what it is. Decker is just overpowered. She has a broken kit. So, but if you're against Muriel, if you're against the other supports, you know, that I have to put him up into S, just because if Decker's taken, like, what else are you gonna really pick, honestly? And that's the thing with Argus. You could take Argus support too, but it's just that Argus has a little bit of a tough time if he gets camped by jungle and all that stuff as a support player. Next we got is Phase. Now Phase is actually really good. It's just that you don't get too much damage off of her, but she's a good support. And out of all the supports, you know, she is really good. The issue is if a Decker walls off who she's tagged onto, she can't pull him out of there unless she has Galaxy Creeps. That's my only warning. Other than that, you have to play Phase into Decker. It's good. Just got to be careful for that situation. Alright, so next we got Rampage. This guy just eats up so much damage. He's not worth it. He honestly deserves D. He's just, don't pick this character. Sorry. He's just not it right now. He's not him. And it's the same thing with Revenant. I mean, you got like a few good people that are good at Revenant and whatnot, but it's just like, I don't like seeing this guy on my team because there's better carries out there. It's not worth it. Now, Richter, I do enjoy seeing a Richter. You know, it's just, you are adding a little bit of risk to his kit, right? He's a melee, pretty easy. If he doesn't hit the hooks, he kind of gets a little beat up. I am gonna put him onto a B tier just because there's more effective, or into this side, there's just more effective supports I'd rather see than a Richter. But don't get me wrong, if you hit your hooks with him, pick him. He's very strong. It's just you're adding risk that you have to hit those hooks, you know? So next we got on the list is Seraph. Now Seraph outputs so much damage, has pretty good ganks, really good job on killing the carry. The problem though is you cannot pick a Seraph when your team doesn't have an engage. I am going to take her and put her in an A tier because I like seeing her. But please, don't pick Seraph if you have a Fangmao off lane and you're taking Seraph jungle, for example. Even, you know, you need an engage. Maybe if you have a steal support, you could take it. It's just, that's the con with Seraph. You need to have an engager on your team, and jungle is one of those positions that has a lot of engages on, right? She doesn't have any type of CC or anything, so she's full raw damage. If no one's there being a nuisance while she's doing the damage, Seraph's gonna be a little difficult, right? I do like seeing her though. She's like the Master Yi of League, just outputs a ton of damage. You just Q, negate a lot of stuff, become really annoying, fly in the air. You know, you have a lot in your kit. I do like seeing her, but it's just that, you know, you can't be picking her if you don't have the engage. It's just that's just it. Next we got a Sevrog. Now Sevrog, super strong, but it takes a while for him to get there. I like to see him when I know I have a good Sevrog. Otherwise, there's better offlaners I'd rather see on the table. So I am going to take him and put him into B, where if you're really good with him, it's good. But like, you could take Kwang, you could take Zarus, you know, you could take Greystone. You know, it's just that he's tanky, provides a bit. You might even be able to take Terra, you might be able to take Steel. He's just not someone I would say you immediately need to lock on to, you know? It's just not someone I want to personally see. It's the same, so now we got Shinbi. Shinbi's similar to Seraph, but even less so. She's always predictable. You know what she's gonna do. Does a ton of damage, has a good poke, stays in lane, can survive lane pretty easily, but provides nothing. There's just better characters than her. I do not want to see Shinbi's. I'm gonna put her between C and D. Like, I honestly do not want to see Shinbi. It's just a very annoying character to see on my team. Because it just seems like they just split push and never go to objectives. They're always just behind. I mean, it does a lot of damage, but it's just, there's better characters than her, you know? I would literally rather take a Grux than Shinbi because Grux can provide some CC. Now, Sparrow, kind of beat up in the lane right now, outputs a ton of damage. I'm not going to personally recommend her to be picked. I don't like really seeing her on my team. You know, there's a lot of carries that do really good damage and they even have escapes and better positioning stuff than her that I have to put her on B. Unless you're taking like, you know, Phase, maybe I'd pick up Sparrow. But it's just, there's better carries. Next we got a Steel. I love seeing this character on my team. Steel is such a nice character to have. Really strong. CC, you know, he's just a phenomenal character overall. There's nothing better. He can play support pretty well as well. Love seeing this character on my team. Terra, absolute monster of a character. Literally, all you have to do is press your R button when you see the carry, chase the carry, kill the carry, and if you can die at that point. Like, you basically just did your job, but you probably won't, and you'll just kill like the rest of the team. I mean, that having no CC for what 4 to 6 seconds is just, insane. It allows you to throw out so much damage. She will absolutely melt the carry. You know, you build in Mutilator and have that little crest, gives you some sustain as well. You just absolutely dominate with her. She's banned all the time though, but it's someone you love to see on the team. Twin Blast, one of the best carries in the game. And then Fernum build is really strong on him right now. Has really good clear, can farm safely, has the escape. Just a flawless overall carry. Drago, Twin Blast. I mean, they're the best carries in the game overall. You know, and after that, you look into the Kira, the Murdoch, and Grim as well. You know, it's just those are just the best carries. And then Wraith, I don't want to see Wraith in my games. Single target character falls off. Just it does a ton of damage at once, but you miss one ability. Like it's risk. He's just too much risk. You know, if you want to climb out of it, you gotta limit yourself from that risk situation. Just give me guarantee. Give me stuff that I can guarantee, right? So that's what my tier list overall looks. You know, the S, like I said, is what I like to see. That's what I love to see on my team. If I have those characters on my team, I'm gonna be very happy with that. If I see my A list, if I see those guys on my team, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be upset about those people either. Honestly, B team, I hope you're a one trick. C and D, D, get out of here, dude. I do not want to see you. C, I hope you're even a better one trick. I don't know what to tell you, you know? Just a lot of risk taking those characters. So this is my overall characters for what I would say are the best picks in ranked. You know, and that's kind of it. You know, you have to consider the 5 stack, you know, the other people you're on, and these are what I would love to see on my team. You know, S and A, every single time. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And once again, S, A, B, C, D, those don't really matter. I just put them onto the list. They're 1, 2, 3. Think of it as 1, 2, 3. There is no S tier broken. It is just what I like to see. But on that note, let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you guys enjoyed this type of video. If you guys want to see more of this, if I should make it a weekly thing and seeing if any meta changes happen or anything like that. But yeah, on that note, take it easy. Have a good one. Good luck in your games, and I'll catch you later.